Hello, beautiful singers. This is Valerie White-Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. And today I would like to talk to you about why singers, in fact, all musicians, should study the piano. You do not have to be an amazing pianist to get the benefits of learning how to read music and play the piano. When you go to college and you study music at any college across the country, everyone is required to play the piano. Really. Doesn't matter if you're a flute player or a drummer or a guitarist or a singer, piano proficiency is required to graduate for everybody. And what you have to do in the piano proficiency exam is to play all the major and minor keys and chord progressions. So that is the foundation that everybody has to rise to be a trained musician. So people in college will take what we call class piano. And class piano, you'll be in a room with a headset on, and you'll work through these books by yourself. Teacher goes around and helps you, and you kind of teach yourself. Now, those are people that already have some musical training. They usually have a background in music on their primary instrument, is what we call it. For me, I have been playing piano since I was 5, and I've had years of lessons as a student, and I also played as a percussionist. I played mallet percussion in marching band, I played the bells, I played the chimes, the mallet percussion, the xylophone, and I also went into playing jazz. I also played the vibraphone in jazz band, which I had to learn to comp chords and do chord progressions, and I played jazz piano and some classical. And I have to be honest, my background as an instrumentalist completely propelled me to become a better singer. Absolutely. I think a lot of people assume, yep, she's a singer, she got by, she has a good voice, or she looks good in the costume. But truly, it was my background as an instrumentalist that brought me to where I am today. I could not have gotten there without that background, because I needed to know how to read music, I needed to know how to teach myself really difficult music fast, and I had to be able to know where my mistakes were. So that's what musical training will help you, is you will actually learn how to teach yourself the correct notes of the songs. You will learn how to and here it's like typing. Hunt and peck works. If you're teaching yourself how to play or how to find your notes, that's something I really recommend all singers know how to do, is to at least find a melody on their own, even if it takes some time. The more skills you have, then the better you are able to be equipped to learn music and learn it quickly and be prepared for anything that come by your way. Now, if you aspire to be a singer-songwriter, even more so, it's really important to be able to learn how to put your ideas on paper. That's what musical notation is. It's basically another language that you can actually write down your song, put the chords, put the melody, and sometimes you can even put in the rhythmic hits, as we call it, that may be important, and then you can give it to somebody else and they can interpret it. They can actually, if they're a good reader, then they can just read it down. And that is what the pro level people do. If you work with a pro level rhythm section, they're used to someone giving them sheet music, or ideally a chart, and I will talk about the difference at some other video. And if it's written correctly, they just will read it down, and they can make it sound like they rehearsed right on the spot. Time is money. So that's what pros do. They don't have to rehearse it all evening so no one makes mistakes. They can read the music. So knowing how to do that is huge, huge. I can't overestimate how important it is to get musical skills. Now, if you don't want to, you're going to always be at the mercy of someone who's going to help you. Now, if you marry an accompanist or a piano player, then you got that person in the bag. But not everybody has that, and I don't necessarily count on that. You shouldn't, if you want to be a singer, and let me tell you, there are so many singers, it's very competitive. But if you are hoping that someone's going to hold your hand and teach you your music, you are going to put yourself at risk of not going to where you want to go. You need to be a musician, and it's not glamorous to go, oh yeah, I've been playing piano since I was 5. It's much sexier to look good and look like Rihanna and look pretty in the dress, but truly, who's behind her? The musicians, the instrumentalists that can read. And to be honest, I don't know if Rihanna has a background on the instrument or not, so please don't misquote me on that. I'm not sure. But Many artists have great musical skills and they can do something with it. They can either perform with more people, they're more prepared, or they can actually write their own songs and be able to communicate that to other people so they can actually record and do what feels right for them. Piano is a different type of skill set than singing. Singing is more athletic. That's what I tell people. It's more about learning to coordinate your body in a consistent way. So when you're singing, you can just like go down that ski hill. It's going to feel really great. The piano is different because we need to train our fingers. So we're learning to train our fingers, and one of the things about the piano is that our hands are mirror, and then the keyboard is linear. So it's really great for your brain to learn to comprehend that. And it's just a grid. The piano is simply a grid that you can learn. So when you learn to play the piano as a beginner, and it's never too late, I teach piano lessons too, and I do it on Skype as well, which I think works really well. And I have students, I have an adult beginner right now who's a pianist, and he's in Seattle, and he wants to get back into piano because he took lessons as a kid, and now he wants something to do in the Seattle winters where he can just play, and he's making great progress through the books that we're working with. And so pretty soon he's going to be ready to play with his friends or other musicians because he'll know how to do it and he can hold his own. And he also wants to sing too, so I think that's great. So it's just a matter of finding a good teacher. Can you teach yourself how to play the piano? I would say if you have experience on another instrument and you already know basic notation, it's going to be a lot easier, because when you learn to piano from scratch, you're having to learn the notation, you're having to learn the hand, finger control, and you're having to learn the coordination, and it takes time to practice. It is doable, but definitely I would consider finding a teacher that can guide you through, because just like singing, there's technical things that people have. There's learning technique is one of the things that is difficult to see, because you may not be doing it right, you may not see it. But what I like about teaching on Skype too is we have the camera to see the hand position. And you know, I don't have the biggest hands. Having big hands does give you an edge on the keyboard, but you know, we all can't be so lucky. Maybe that's why I became a singer more than a pianist, but I have done plenty of playing over the years. And so I encourage you to play on the piano and learn how to make your own music and teach yourself your own songs. If you have any questions about piano lessons, I would love to answer them. So please leave me some comments. Tell me what role piano has had in your life. And it's never too late to go back. And it's never too late to start. So keep me posted. Let me know. Thanks for the likes, shares, and subscribes. I so appreciate it. And I would love to keep helping you become a better singer so you can sing on.